Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from KnowFear, and he's in the Monarch at tier 8 British battleship. He's on the map Shatter in a 3-point domination game. So it's a tier 9 battle, but there are barely any tier 9s around. There's only 3 battleships, interestingly enough. And well, there's no carrier. And the friendly Shiratsui just went down. Now the Shiratsui was a little bit too aggressive there. It's fine that he went towards the sea cap, but he should have made sure that when he is in the vulnerable part here, that his nose was pointed towards the island and that he could easily just run away, disengage, you know, hide. So he was a little bit overzealous there and just got taken out. Now unfortunately there is an enemy Asashio here. And we all know Asashios are the bane of battleships.
Thank you.
So the nose, well, KnowFear's nose is pointed towards the Asashio's last known position, so hopefully he will only eat like one torp. Or well, maybe even none, but you can't really see those torps coming. So it just has to hope for the best. And I don't think turning around and running away would be a good idea here. So the enemy has taken the center. And the enemy is in the process of taking a... Well, I mean, the tier pits charging in might just get taken down there because, you know, it's a tier pits charging in and there's a friendly Asashio over there. And there you go, the tier pits. It's gone. Now there is a Kronstadt and an Alaska close to the A cap, so the friendly destroyers might just be... Well, they might not be able to get this cap. So here the enemy has taken C, but at least KnowFear is now going to contest that. And look at that, the Asashio... Asashio spotted. So that Asashio is... Well, let's just say he's screwed up. Basically, he stayed in his smoke for way too long. He should have used the time earlier to just get away. Because the friendlies don't have anything to spot him on this side of the map, you know. So the Asashio basically just gifted them a free kill. And you know what? The Asashio won't be outdone, because there is another enemy DD who is like, you know, I can suicide too. I'm not sure what those destroyers are thinking, but well, maybe not that much. Now I assume the Asashio was maybe like a well, I don't know, like, I mean, it was clearly a mistake that he was still so close when the smoke disappeared. I'm not sure why or what the plan was. But I feel like misremembering that your smoke's running out is a little bit less severe of a mistake than just, I don't know, YOLOing in. Oh, yes, like both of them are down. And well, the friendlies are doing good on sinking ships. They are not doing so well on points, because like the friendly team on the A side, they aren't really helping against those raiders. Like, if those ships would just push... Like, look at how far ahead the Kronstadt is. They would just push that Kronstadt. I mean, generally speaking, why are they all just sailing in the north? Like, they've given up all of the island cover to the enemy team, and now they are all just sitting in the open in a corner. Meanwhile, here, KnowFear shouldn't be charging the Sara. There is a Colorado towards his left. He should slow down, and he should point his nose towards the Colorado, and he should farm the Colorado. Because right now he's probably going to sail into torps. I mean, there is a chance, like, the Sara might have torped for here, and the Sara is probably escaping for the north anyway. And there are the torps. Now he is lucky that the Colorado is ignoring him, and the Colorado, I guess, is lucky that she's getting ignored. But you know, like, that was not... I can understand if you have a cruiser so close, and you really are salutating, and you wanna go around and really AP them. But in this case,
problem solved, sir.
You really should have just engaged the enemy battleship. But he's going to do so now. And this Colorado is... Well, okay, he survived that, but he probably won't survive the rear turrets there. I mean, enemy shot, so he can just turn in, use the rear turrets, finish off this guy, and then turn around and grab the sea cap. Because by now the enemy cruiser is probably gone. Well, then again, I don't know. He could be trying to come around the sea cap here and then ambush on this side or so. He's not spotted by the Prince Eugen, though. Although I would assume that the Zara is just trying to go on the left side and meet up with his forces. Meanwhile, on the A side, the friendly team still hasn't found the W key. I mean, I'm not sure, maybe they haven't found it yet, or maybe they're afraid to press it. I mean, when you look at W, it looks like it has a lot of... it looks very spiky at W. Maybe they are afraid they'll hurt their fingers if they press the key. I guess it's a good as reason as any. Or maybe they just dislike winning. Now, KnowFear has entered the camp, and he might just take the... It's about 8 minutes into the game, the enemy has all the camp circles, and now for the very first time, the friendlies might own a camp. I say might because, well, it could be interrupted here. Now, it could sit here unspotted, I suppose, and just continue camping, but the friendlies don't have the luxury of just waiting around anyway. It's going to push that Zara and hopefully be able to catch her into a crossfire there. Get a few nice shots into a broadside. Meanwhile, the Nagato is just continuing on her own. I mean, there's an Alaska coming this way, and if you're in Nagato, you probably don't want to duel an Alaska, I would imagine. So that's one clue for the Nagato that his path is not the best. Also, I mean, when you look at the objectives, going towards B would be much more productive too. But instead, I guess he's just going to duel an Alaska, and I feel like I know how this is going to end. Now, the Helena decided to come here north too. Look at that, the Zara decided to leave a smoke screen. Now, there might be torps on the way, we don't know. And it looks like KnowFear was just busy telling the Scharnhorst about the Zara's position there. Now, let's just see, can they finish off this guy before he manages to torp someone? I mean, I might just be torping the Scharnhorst or the Prince here. And there you go, that's one less cruiser. Now KnowFear is also turning hard left, which should help dodge any torps if they are... I don't think there are torps coming. I'm also not sure about the torp angles on the Italians, to be quite honest. I mean, obviously when the Zara started out there, he was quite broadside, so there was an opportunity to torp, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, so it looks like the Nagato is going down against the Alaska. I mean, oh, that's so shocking. I'm so shocked. Now, the Helena has decided to go this way too, and he'll probably arrive just in time when the Nagato is down, and then sacrifice himself too, so that the enemy gets more points. Isn't it nice if your team is working against you? I mean... To be honest, I feel like the Helena just wants to back up the Nagato, and I've increased the speed here, by the way. Which is, well, a nice sentiment, but the problem is that he can't arrive in time to help, and now he's just going to face an Alaska. And that's just not going to end well. Now, of course, if the Alaska is actually pushing forward, which is happening right now, then the Scharnhorst and the Monarch can help. The Helena is... I guess his tactic against the Alaska was go broadside. Didn't work. Who would have thought? Now the enemy team has a 300-point lead, and the friendly team is a one-ship. And oh, the kid was just spotted, and it looks like KnowFear saw the same thing, because he's immediately turned his camera over here, and that's bad. Now, there might be torps. Now, the kid's torps aren't very good, right? So if the kid is smart, then he keeps his torps in... Well, keeps his torps and gets close and then makes sure they hit, basically. And we haven't seen torps yet, so that might... Oh, no, he's sure. If the kid still had this torp launcher, then... Well, our Monarch here would be dead. But it looks like that's not the case, so what's the kid doing? I guess he's going to ram. I mean, okay, that's a Dyad and a Kraken. Of course, why not? Unfortunately, the Alaska is getting a few nice shells in here. Now, what I'm also a bit confused about is why isn't the Scharnhorst pushing the Alaska, you know? Like,
Problem solved, sir.
the Scharnhorst has torpedoes, and the Alaska is actually reversing. Like, the Alaska can't fight you away when he's reversing. It's not that fast in a reverse that you can't keep up. So, if the Scharnhorst just goes in and torps this guy, there is nothing the Alaska can do about it. But, you know, I guess the Scharnhorst decided to just not engage. Okay then. Now, enemy Nagato goes broadside. Good choice in front of a battleship.
We destroyed an
The amount of great choices we see in this battle is amazing. And here comes the Alaska. You see, the Scharnhorst could have already finished off this guy, but instead he keeps just sailing away. Because, like, the further away he gets, the better the chances are for the Alaska, so... And... You see, there is now a bright side here. You see this torp? That's a friendly torp. Like, at least KnowFear got sunk by an enemy before friendlies could sink him. So, isn't that nice when you... So, the friendlies are still behind quite a bit by points. It's 6 minutes left. The Alaska here. Now, his front guns can't even shoot the Alaska. His secondaries don't really have a good angle. I'm not sure why he isn't like turning his ship a little bit so that his front guns can engage. I have no clue what the Scharnhorst currently is thinking. You know what, let's speed this up. I mean, come on Scharnhorst, now he's turning, now the front guns fire. Didn't do an awful lot, now he's going full broadside so he can get nicely penetrated. I mean, some people like to get penetrated, I suppose. So, the friendlies might finally be in a position where they can win this. I mean, they are 4 against 1, but there's points to consider. Now, the fishing force from the north moves in to grab the B cap. And with that, it should pretty much be done for, I suppose. Murphy is pretty healthy, but yeah, 4.5 minutes. Probably not going to help it. Let's speed this up. The friendlies are finally moving in. They found the W key. And... should be a win, right? We are with the results, and KnowFear earned himself 2,385 base experience. Nicely done by him. Now there was the one misplay I felt like against the battleship, but otherwise he did quite well here, and he really showed the enemy destroyers. He earned a Kraken and a Die Hard. He scored only 82,000 points of damage with 6 kills, but keep in mind that he sunk 3 destroyers, and destroyers just don't have a lot of hit points there. So this was a weird battle. I thought it was a fun battle, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And I'll see you guys next time.